Today's world has many problems, but there are two that outweigh all the others: capitalism and the World War II mythology that has become our religion. I'm sure you've heard a lot about the soulless system that puts profit and privilege, usually of Westerners and usually white people, before everything, so I will concentrate on the second problem. The World War II has become our religion, unfortunately. It has become our point of reference for all our beliefs, aspirations, and morality, if we can call it that. We are simply brainwashed, since a very young age, to view the world from a narrow perspective of the world after 1945, as if humanity did not exist before, as if we did not know what was right or wrong. They teach us that all we need to know is how to be disgusted at what the Nazis did. Of course, they did some of the most despicable things in our common human history. Yet our common story is much older than that. So, as we have become obsessed with negative examples that tell us what we shouldn't be, unfortunately, we have many episodes in our history to choose from, going far, far back than the horrors of the Holocaust in the Second World War. Yet we hardly ever talk about the crimes of the British and French empires, which lasted much longer than the Nazi state did. How many people, for example, know that there was a famine in India approximately every 4 years during the British Raj, despite enjoying one of the most favourable climates for growing almost anything? How many people know about the Opium Wars, the shameful policy of the then British state to drug and bring China to its knees, to humiliate the oldest and the most sophisticated continuous civilization in human history? How many know about the concentration camps set up by the British in South Africa during the Boer Wars? How many know about the British genocide of the people of Tasmania? No? I didn't think so. It goes on and on. Our common human story is full of great achievements too, but we have become obsessed with negative stories because somehow it has become more important to be fearful than hopeful. We are especially fearful of the Second World War. It has become our collective psychosis, which, I am afraid, has turned us into psychotic societies, totally unable to see reality, even as it is televised live on TV. This new perverted religion of ours has poisoned our ability to see and judge clearly. We are rightly horrified of the images from Dachau, Sobibor, Mauthausen, Auschwitz, and many other places of horror, that we now think that another Holocaust, to be committed by the descendants of the first, is somehow justified. The Holocaust was so horrifying that has caused a paralysis of our judgment. We have created a state on the same principles of racial superiority for Jews, just as the Nazis wanted to create for Germans. We have allowed Israel to commit most heinous crimes against the rightful owners of the land, the Palestinians, for over 77 years now. We have seen how an entire people has been stripped of human dignity. We have seen them being chased out of their homes by deranged settlers who needed to build their dream on someone else's tragedy. We have seen the massacres of Palestinian villages in 1948. We have seen Sabra and Shatila. We have seen endless attacks on innocent people in Nablus, Ramallah, Bethlehem, and other places in the occupied territories. We have seen a wall being raised in the middle of Palestine to keep them cooped up like animals. We have seen their water being diverted to illegal settlements. But to top it all off, we have seen a strip of land in Gaza being turned into a kind of a concentration camp, surrounded by barbed wire for decades. And we have allowed it because of our collective psychosis and the mantras of our new dark religion that came out of World War II. This time, the entire world seems to be galvanized in staunch support for the Palestinian people. The whole world has seen and has been horrified of the crimes against the Palestinians, crimes that shame the entire humanity, not just the State of Israel. Our corrupt politicians in the most countries of the so-called free world have continued to repeat the perverted mantras of our perverted new World War II religion, like mad priests in a burning cathedral, urging the congregation to keep repeating after them, even if they could clearly see that everyone was leaving the service. They still keep chanting the same perverted hymns, even as they see the vaults of this dark cathedral are about to cave in. While the vaults and beams crack, the whole world outside is chanting a different hymn now, calling for the immediate freedom of Palestine, from the river to the sea.